welcome to Embodied Alchemy with me, Rebecca Wilson, an embodied experiential space for you to drop deep into the wealth of wisdom within your being and activate a fuller, richer you. I am an embodied business coach, embodiment queen, sacred business midwife, and alchemist. I will help you birth your visions and sacred business into the world from an easeful, embodied, and rooted space within. So you can be who you are here to be, create what you are here to create, and activate the wealth of energy that is you. I will activate you into self-leadership, self-mastery to create your legacy on earth. Welcome on the journey, my love. Hello, loves. Welcome to another episode of Embodied Alchemy. I love sharing in the many different ways in all of these episodes, and I just love taking the time to sit and feel into the themes and the subjects that I want to bring forward and share and talk about with you. And it just brings me so much joy to be able to have this space to offer insights and wisdom and tools and practices to support you and all the women in our lovely community and all of the women that are new and stepping in to live a fuller, richer, more fulfilling life, however that may look, feel, or manifest for you. So that brought me into today's theme in today's episode, which is 10 ways to live a more embodied life. Living a life embodied is living a life from being in your body, inhabiting your body, being anchored and rooted within you and yourself and your body. And that can often sound quite simple because, well, where else would we be living from? But if you have been on your healing journey for some time, or you're stepping into your healing journey, just a gentle reminder that throughout life experiences, we often encounter situations, relational dynamics, experiences within our family, within our childhood, moments of pain or shock or trauma that have us momentarily, or for some people, a significant amount of time, disconnect and disassociate from the body. It's a very natural process. It's a process that happens because it allows us to stay safe or to feel safe, to flee or leave the situation, not always in a physical sense, but in an energetic or emotional sense. So maybe a certain incident or experience happens in life where we feel pain, grief, anger, upset, and we don't feel safe to stay in it. But often as children, we stay, of course, because we're children and we need to be in our household and with our caregivers. So we can energetically and emotionally disconnect, disassociate, abandon, and leave our physical environment or our bodies and ourselves, along with the many layers of conditioning that are impressed and imprinted upon us throughout our life, that all tend to lean towards a narrative of searching outside of the self for the answers, pulling us outside of ourselves to feel whole and complete. And ultimately, there's this undercurrent of a message of don't be centered in yourself. You need to consume from the external or believe these narratives of the collective and society in order to be safe, seen, validated, approved, and belong. So whatever our experience is, and we all have many different variations of experience in life, if we have had a moment of time where we have not felt safe or felt a certain feeling that has been overwhelming, and that feeling and energy and emotion has been alive in our body, there's a few different things we can do. We can freeze and lock the emotion in. We can fawn, where we pacify and disconnect from the feeling states. We can flight, where we disassociate or leave energetically and emotionally as though the incident or the experience has never happened, or we may fight. So that may express itself in external expression of anger and a sense of wanting to fight off the situation to stay safe. That can also manifest as an internalized pattern of control. So an internalized anger, an internalized need to control situations later on in life. And these all impact our body and our nervous system and the state of our body and our energy and how we feel in interactions throughout the rest of our lives until we arrive into a place where we awaken into these patterns or these energies or these blocks or limitations, where we begin to explore healing or coaching or therapy or bodywork or somatics. And we begin a journey of arriving back into ourselves and our bodies again. This is a very common theme that I support many, many women with. The journey of waking up to or realizing that they have been living outside of themselves for most of their life, that they have been disconnected from their bodies, disassociated from their feeling state, and rejecting, abandoning, or denying aspects of themselves because of some kind of experience that took place in their lifetime that felt too big, too much, too soon, too vast, too overwhelming. And they journey through lives, often believing that that is just the way it is, operating from the mind, in the thinking state, disconnected from their heart, disconnected from the river of love in their being, disconnected from their body, their womb space, shut down or disconnected from their pleasure, disassociated from the joy and light and life force that is present and available to them when they arrive into their body. It's a very natural journey to have and to go on when we've had moments of pain or trauma, or we've felt disconnected from people or experiences in our lives have guided us to believe that it's safer to live outside of our body than to live in it. So then the journey of how do we become embodied once again? Well, there's many different forms of practice and healing that can support this journey. And I just wanted to share 10 of the many ways in which I support women and guide them back into their relationship with themselves and their body and begin to cultivate or re-anchor that felt sense of coming home, to build relationship back with themselves and build a steady, safe ground, a safe feeling inside of themselves to be present and to be living a fuller, richer, more embodied life, which ultimately makes us more available for life in the present moment, for life, for love, for connection and relationship. So the 10 ways to live a more embodied life, the 10 ways I guide women to live a more embodied life. We often explore practices such as meditation, yoga nidra, and body scanning. So the journey of meditation that I guide women on is a journey of descending into the body. So we scan through the body, and this can be through a practice of yoga nidra, body scanning. I also guide women on shamanic journeys into their body. And this is all in a meditative, calm state of being where the energy is relaxed, the body feels safe, supported, and open. And I begin to guide their awareness down into their body once again so that they can begin to switch on the receptors, if we will, of the body-mind connection. Another practice and way that I support women is through movement, yoga, dance, and embodied expressions of all of those beautiful practices. Embodied movement embodied yoga, and embodied dance. When we're moving the body, we're better able to feel into the parts of the body that we're moving. Often when we're still, we can still feel we're in a state of freeze or fawn. So bringing embodied practice in allows women to really awaken into the energy and underneath that, the emotions and feelings and sensations that are present, held, alive, stored, trapped within their body. And it's through the moving and the feeling that they are better able to cultivate relationship with themselves and how they feel, how their body feels from moment to moment. Another practice and way that I support women is through somatic awareness, somatic experiencing, and somatic healing. So somatic is the soma of the body. So it is to bring into movement, to bring into expression. And with the somatic awareness and the somatic healing practices, we are bringing an awareness of the felt sensation in the body, the felt experience when they are sharing, voicing, remembering a previous experience that may have happened in life. And instead of it staying in the mind as a factual moment in time, I guide them into the body to feel it as a somatic experience. Example of that would be when a client awakens to remembering an incident that happened when they were 4 years old. And it's very much factual, non-emotive, and mind-orientated. And I will guide them into, where does that feel alive in your body? How does that feeling feel? What is the texture, the sensation, the temperature, and so on. And that just guides them into the feeling state of the memory as it resurfaces. And that is how we are able to process the energy that's within, heal, integrate, and transform. Another way to live an more embodied life, and this is a part of the toolkit, this box of tools that I have that I offer women that are in my world, and also something that I explore every single day, and it's spending time in nature. Nature is so healing, and it really allows us, when we're out in the elements and in nature, connecting to the earth, the waters, connecting to the trees, the wood, the soil, feeling the air, swirl around us if there's wind, feeling the sunshine on our face and that beautiful warmth that it brings. It really welcomes us to be present, to be in the moment, and to feel. And there is a really beautiful connection between our bodies and the body of the earth and all of her nature. And there's this real journey of realigning and reattuning your inner rhythms, your inner vibration back to the rhythm of the earth. And that's a journey of slowing, steadying, and ultimately grounding in to your body, yourself, the present moment, and your life experiences. Another practice that I take upon in my life daily is walking. Walking is powerful and very simple and available to most people. Walking, you can walk at your own pace, your own rhythm. There's a really beautiful energy that happens as we use both sides of our body. We create a synchronistic movement. We are walking and creating a rhythm or a beat inside of our bodies as we walk. That's definitely how I experience my walking. I walk in a very conscious and present way, often not listening to any music or any sounds or any podcasts, although sometimes I do like to listen to a podcast or two when I walk. But when I know it's a practice to come back into my body because maybe life has pulled me out for a moment or two, I'll go for a walk and I'll be present, and it becomes a walking meditation, a walking embodiment practice, a walking somatic healing. I feel my feet connecting to the ground and the earth. I feel that connection that we all have with the body of the earth, with the mother. And I remember that I'm held. And the nature and the walking is so deeply connected for me. And this is one of the reasons, many, many reasons, why I create and offer all of my retreats in spaces of deep, profound nature where we are connected and surrounded by trees and earth and sleeping in teepees or out in nature or in houses that are completely in the middle of nowhere or in a field or on an old farm. So we are able to disconnect from the noise of the busyness of the external world, the external demands, the light, the pollution, just that big hustle and bustle that goes on in everyday living, and offers women an opportunity to disconnect from all of that, to reconnect into themselves. Another practice that I support women with, and another way that you can live a more embodied life, is to begin to find ways to support yourself to regulate your nervous system. Often life will pull us out of ourselves and will bring experiences that cause us to become dysregulated. We become ungrounded, unsteady, activated, triggered. We're reminded of a historical experience, a feeling arrives that we're familiar with. Maybe we felt it in childhood or in our family system and so on. And we move from regulated to dysregulated. This is completely normal and it's part of being human. The practice and the healing is in how we are able to become aware that we are dysregulated. Notice what caused the dysregulation, re-ground into ourselves, cultivate a felt sense of safety within to bring ourselves back into a regulated state as easeful, as smoothly, and as time efficiently as possible. So we are not operating in dysregulated states for hours, days, weeks, months, years, because that is often what happens. We are not taught these tools or these practices to support ourselves, to heal ourselves, to nurture ourselves. So something happens in life, we go into a dysregulated state, and many of the women that step into my world have arrived with me for me to be their guide and their mentor, and they've been dysregulated and disembodied for decades, because they never felt, held, seen support to come back into regulation. And we do this through many different ways, recognizing the habitual nervous system response that each individual will go into when they're in a state of dysregulation, and certain practices that I offer to guide women to move out of that dysregulated or nervous system reactionary state back into presence, ground, body, wholeness, and safety. Another practice that will support you and that I offer all the women that step into my world to support themselves to live a more embodied life. Rest. Deep, bone-nourishing rest. This allows you to restore inner harmony and inner balance. We live in a world that asks us to move at a speed that is beyond the human capacity over long periods of time. We are cyclical beings. We are nature in expression. We need winter. We need autumn. We need spring. We need summer. And we need all of those seasons and cycles within us. We need deep rest and deep nurture to restore. Sleep, resting, just doing nothing, allowing ourselves time and space to not be ingesting any information. So that is even time away from phones, laptops, podcasts, TV, books. I am talking about deep, nourishing rest where we are in stillness, wrapped up warm. Maybe it's a hot bath for some people. Just being, simply being. That is so deeply healing on a cellular level for every human being. Another way to live a more embodied life is to find a coach, a therapist, or a healer that can support you with energy healing, body work, massage, muscle realignment, craniosacral therapy. There's so many beautiful, amazing modalities out there. that can support you, and we'll all have our own unique likes and dislikes, and the certain therapies that we enjoy more than others, the ones that we feel aligned to us more than others. But finding some kind of therapy that supports your body, hands-on body work, hands-on massage, energy healing, all will guide you back into relationship with your body and also support a healing and integration of old, lost, abandoned, frozen parts of the self. Another way to live a more embodied life is finding practices that support you to deepen your connection to your body, practices that you can do at home for yourself. For me, this looks like breast massage, womb massage, foot massage. They're all really key elements of my embodied living practices. And they all offer me this feeling of connecting in my hands, connecting to my own body, my own skin, with a gentle, loving massage, just bringing in that grounding connection. Other practices that support me are just spending time in my garden, just pottering around. I also enjoy taking salt baths. That is a very grounding and embodied experience for me. And you will find your own ways. There will be different things for everyone. But as long as the intention is held and the feeling of the journeying into practices that guide you back into your body, back into deeper connection with yourself. Often for me, that can also look like just sitting in a sort of meditation state, but just checking in with myself, having a little chat with myself, with the little girl that lives inside of me, with all different aspects and age points of myself that have lived, in this lifetime, and really feeling like, how am I doing? How am I today? What is happening? What's going on? I know for some of my clients, they enjoy doing that in the pages of their journal or recording themselves or just spending some time in reflection and introspection to connect into how you feel, what's going on, what's really happening within, what is happening in your life, what needs to change, what needs to shift. And I just love that. And that actually is a part of my daily practice. Just for a few moments every day, I will have that time of check-in. And then often every week, I'll take a deeper time, a longer time in practice, in connection to myself, whatever practice that might look like for me that week. Another way to live a more embodied life is to find a coach, a therapist, a counselor, a guide, a mentor that has a deep body-based awareness and practices that can support you to feel held, seen, witnessed, and nourished, and safe as you take this journey back in connection to yourself and your body. Self-led practices are absolutely vital, and spaces where we are held with people who are able to support us, coach us, heal us, guide us with a felt sense of this is a safe place, this is a safe person, is also vital in our healing journey. So there we go. 10 ways to live a more embodied life. If this episode resonated with you, please share with me. You can connect with me on Instagram at Rebecca_Wilson_. I love to hear from you. I love to hear the insights, the thoughts, the awakenings that have arrived as you've listened to the episodes. If you have anyone in your life that you know this episode will benefit, and there's a little hint here, everyone will benefit from listening to this and receiving these 10 ways to live a more embodied life. Share it with the people that you love, share it with the people that you feel like it will support, share it far and wide. Because now more than ever, humans living on this planet are in need of support and guidance to be back in themselves, in their bodies, living a fuller, richer, embodied life. If you are longing for a journey, if you are looking for your body, your heart, your soul is wanting to step into a space, a container where you can be held whilst you arrive back into connection to your body. I have created a signature journey with that intention in heart and in mind. Embodied Awakening is a 10-month journey for women to step into, to remember themselves, to reclaim the relationship to their hearts, their bodies, their wombs, and to deepen the connection within so that they can awaken into living a fuller, more embodied life. All the details are in the show notes, links are in there too. If you have any questions on that, you know where to get me on Instagram. Sending you so much love and have a beautiful embodied day. If you would love to explore a journey of embodied living, join us for Embodied Awakening. This is a 10-month journey which begins in February 2023. You can join throughout the whole of the year. You have 10 months to arrive into the container, where you'll receive an online course portal with an abundance of practices to guide you deeper into yourself. We will also gather live for 2 calls every month, where we will explore connection, embodiment practices, meditation, body scanning, and energy healing, and sisterhood and sharing. It's going to be a beautiful and profound journey for all of the women that step in. So if you are feeling that call, if your body is lighting up in some way, or you want to explore a deeper, richer, fuller way of being and living, then this is the container, the journey for you. All the details are in the show notes. If you have any questions, you can write to me on email or connect with me on Instagram. And I am just so excited to be offering this work and this journey to the world. Click the link in the show notes, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If you loved this musing and sharing, I would love for you to share this episode far and wide. You can arrive into all of my offerings at rebecca-wilson.com. Links to dive deeper with me are in the episode notes. Remember, my love, you are here to be the fullest, most potent, powerful, embodied version of you. I am here to guide you into that. Hey love, I'm dropping in here to welcome you to join us in our online community membership, The Village. I created this space for women to gather, to return to themselves, to deepen the connection and the relationship with self, whilst held in a community of like-minded women walking the journey and the path of their own awakening.